topic which we are covering today, okay, is unique. Normally we cover about the investment into investment products, mutual fund. We covered on insurance. We covered on asset allocation. Today I'm going to cover on something which is very very close to us and which, as Indians, have been loving it for a long period of time, not decades but centuries after centuries, and that is gold. The association of gold with our lifestyle is basically from the young age till the time we get old. We always have connected ourselves with gold. Whether we talk, we say, okay, golden years of our past centuries. Same way for investment, gold is something which comes in the number one investment avenue as and when people think about it. So the question comes up, when we were already investing into physical gold, then why sovereign gold bond? So before we get into why sovereign gold bond, I'd want to take you why this sovereign gold bond was decided by Government of India and by RBI. So sovereign gold bond scheme was launched by Government of India along with RBI way back in November 2015. One of the major reasons why government came with this idea was because, as we know, in Indians we import around 800 to 900 tons of gold, and 90% of them are imported. And what is to happen is that our precious foreign currency, okay, in dollars, is to go out of the country. Second thing is, we Indians are asset rich. By asset rich, we mean basically we have real estate, and second biggest asset is gold, but very poor on the cash. That is, we are not cash rich. Why? Because we are not investing into financial securities. Maybe it's a mutual fund, maybe it's bond, maybe it's equity, or gold, sovereign gold bond sort of products. So government thought about coming with a product which will attract attention of the people to move from physical gold to a financial gold, where they get not only the gold return, but also they get some extra. And that extra is basically the coupon which you give. There is 2.5% payable half yearly. So objective was two. One, to slowly and steadily move the mindset of people from holding physical gold to financial gold or paper gold. Second thing is getting them used to investment product where they don't attach emotional. Like we also know that we have emotional attachment to a gold. So if a family has given us a gold, okay, even if the tough time, we will redeem our mutual fund, we'll sell off our fixed deposit, but the gold will be the last product which will be sell it off. But when you have a product, a gold linked product, but in a paper form, there is no emotional attachment to it. So we look at as a mutual fund product or equity product. So there's a possibility, if suppose if need a requirement, we can always sell gold in a form of paper part of it. As I said, after crude oil, gold is the second biggest expenses on India's import. Look at it. On an average, for last 10 years, we have bought around 838 tons of gold every year. That means around 2,20,000 crore, okay, of amount of import we do just in gold. If we can save that money and utilize for some other productive purpose, it can change our demographic, it will change our productivity. And with that objective, government thought, why not we bring in people where they get a good quality paper backed by government and RBI, and more importantly, they get something extra. What is the extra? There are two important parts. First is you're getting 2.5% payable half yearly, and second most important part, which I think one of the best product in the market currently, is if you hold this security till the end of the maturity, that is till the age of 8 years, entire capital gain is zero. There's no capital gain tax. So whatever your earning is, okay, it is tax free. As you know, in equity mutual fund or in equity, now we have 10% taxation after 1 year. But in case of sovereign gold bond, if you hold it for more than 8 years, that is till the maturity, the entire gain is tax free. So this is why government thought that out of this 800 crore, 200 to 300 crores are purely in coins and bar. Most of us during Diwali, we tend up buying gold coins from the banks. Do you know how much you pay extra? It's around 10 to 16%. Yes, the moment you go to any private bank and buy that gold bar with Lakshmi or a Ganpati symbol, okay, you're paying 10 to 16% extra. And what happens? When you want to sell it, can the bank takes it back? No. As per RBI regulation, bank can't do buyback. So what is the option for you? You have to go to jeweler and sell it. But when you go to jeweler to sell it, the extra 10%, 16% premium which you paid on a gold bar or a gold coin is vanished. He's going to pay you the market price. So that 10%, 16% which you paid extra is gone. Same thing happens when you convert into jewelry. Okay, when you prepare a jewelry and more what do you call the artisan the jewelry is, you're going to pay a making charge of which is around again 10 to 20%. But when you want to sell it or you want to make it to different jewelry, you lose that 10 to 20% because the making charges is gone. So what best objective we should be? If you want to invest gold for our children for next 5, 10, 8 years, at Sovereign Gold is another excellent product to invest and earn better return. So there are few benefits of sovereign gold bond. First and foremost, it is issued by a regulator, RBI, on behalf of Government of India. It's just like government security which is issued by the government or the RBI. It is the RBI-backed government securities. So 100% safe as far as credit risk is concerned. You will always get the money from the government or the RBI. Second important part, which I already covered time and again, is you're earning extra 2.5%. If you buy a physical gold, does it give any return other than capital gain return? No, there's no physical return. You're getting 2.5%. Even if you buy an ETF, exchange traded fund, you don't get any extra income. You just get what the gold price is. But here in sovereign gold bond, you get 2.5% on your face value of the investment. More importantly, you're getting it every half year. Third, the most important part, when we buy gold in the form of jewelry or in the form of a bar or a gold piece, okay, there is always a scare that can be related to theft. So we have to go into locker. We have to keep it in locker. So there are extra locker charges. In case of sovereign gold bond, there is no locker charges. Plus, it is tradable. So if God forbid you want to sell it, you can always sell it on a stock exchange. Currently, the liquidity is not that high. However, over the period of time, once more and more people buy into sovereign gold bond, there is the attraction to the sovereign gold bond, you will see the liquidity will go up and you will be able to sell and buy any point of time when you want to buy it. And most important part, which I already told you, exempt from capital gain if held till maturity. I think it's one of the unique and most important product which we have today, which is tax-free. Okay. Like for example, if you invest in a debt fund, you have to pay long-term capital gain tax after 3 years with 20% taxation. In case of equity, after you 1 year holding is for a long term, you have to still pay a 10%. And if you hold it in a saving bank account or a fixed deposit, you have to pay as per your marginal rate of taxation. The benefit out here is if you hold it till 8 years, that is till maturity, you get entire gain is tax free. And of course, it's convenience. You don't have to go to jewelers. You don't have to figure it out what carat the gold is, what price is there is some mixed material. No, you don't have to worry about it because you're getting a 999 paper, quality paper issued by RBI. So what SGB helps is basically a convenience to buy at any point of time, convenience to sell at any point of time, with additional power of earning return, both in the form of regular return as well as capital gain. Look at how the gold has moved in last 10 years. Okay, vis-a-vis Sensex and silver. In last 1, 2, 3 years, we have seen gold has been giving positive return. Just like in equity, we see ups and down. Same goes for the gold. In India, the gold price has given a positive return compared to in USD form, simply because every year India rupee depreciates. Around 3.5 to 4% there is a rupee depreciation happening every year. As a result of that, we are getting a benefit of a positive return in gold. If you look at USD, that is in dollar terms, okay, there have been years when it has earned a negative return. Whereas in India, just because there is a depreciation, you end up getting a slightly better positive return. Like if I give you last 10 years, 20 years return of gold in INR terms, that is in Indian rupee term, it is around 10%. But if I use it in USD term, it is around 5%. So the additional 5% is basically because of the rupee depreciation. Now look at what has happened in this calendar year. January 13, when the series started for this calendar year, if you want to buy SGP, the issue price, online price was 3966. It was 3966 per gram. Look at what is the current price. Currently SGP joined, it started from 3rd of October, August, and ending on August 7. So another 2 more days are left. Current price is 5284. 5284 is the current price of SGB. And you know what is the market price currently? Today, gold in dollar terms touched an all-time high at $2,000 per ounce. The previous high was 1900. Couple of years, maybe 10 years back, it was around 1800. Today, it does 2000 and is about $2010 per ounce today. Why? I'm going to cover it next slide. The question is, there has been increase in demand both in internationally as well in domestically towards gold. And look at this, in just span of 7 months, gold, absolute return of the gold has increased by 35% as on date. And if I take today's rate of 2010, so it will go to 40% now. So, and most important part to tell you is the previous series, the July 6 to July 10 series, which came at 4,800 rupees per gram. Okay, it has generated highest ever SGB mobilization. RBI mobilized around 2,000 crore. 2,000 crore was mobilized in the July series, and I won't be shocked to see similar numbers coming in for this series also, because slowly and steadily people have understood that I need to diversify my investment. I need to move from physical gold to a paper gold, where I'm getting a multiple benefit which a physical gold is not giving me. Yes, gold price tend to be volatile. There have been period of no returns. Okay, if you look at dollar terms, there have been period of 2, 3, 4 years where gold has given negative return or no return. In India, because of the depreciation, we are slightly seeing a positive return. However, if you hold it for more than 8, 10 plus years, gold has given positive return. This is what I was talking about. This is for the calendar year SGB mobilization, sovereign gold bond mobilization. So around 210 crore was mobilized in Jan 20. It came down to February 165. But look at the trend. Since March, when we started having this COVID issue and the volatility in the market, there has been a huge demand coming for SGB. From 300 crore, it has moved to 2,000 crore in July series. That's the highest ever. The previous highest was in May, 1,168. And why this happening? Because in last 1 year, that is still as on June, 45%, gold has moved up by 45%, and still people are buying in. Why? Because the volatility in the market, global economic growth, global economic stimulus, the way the organization, the government have taken some action. Yes, from a short term, it looked great, but it can have a potential of creating a huge inflation in the future. Because what I'm doing today is I'm pushing money into the economy. And if there is supply is lower than the demand, there is a possibility of an inflation, which currently is low, but going forward, it may come up and it may be steep. So people are worried that in going forward, okay, the economy is not going to be that supportive or great. Plus, there is chances of inflation. People want to move into a product which during the high volatility tend to perform higher, plus where the confidence of the people are higher. This is the trend for last 5 years, 6 years. As I said, the sovereign gold bond was started in 2015, 2016, November 15 to be precise. And look at the mobilization. In 2016, 2017, the highest mobilization of 3,400 crore, then it dipped. But in last 2 financial year, we have again seen huge mobilization. 5,000 crore has been already mobilized in this financial year. From April till July, already 5,000 crore has been mobilized. Whereas we are talking about entire 12 months for previous 4-5 years. In this financial year itself, we have mobilized 5,000 crore, and there is the expectation that we may see another 5,000 crore happening by end of this financial year, because people have understood that this is one of the best product to invest, where you get gold return and also a fixed income return. Look, as I said, that around 5,100 crore against all the previous financial years. So let's talk about few features of sovereign gold bond. I believe most of you may be aware of it, but there could be some people who may be knowing this SGB for the first time. So who is issuing it? It is issued by RBI on behalf of Government of India. You heard about GSEC, Government of Securities. Again, it is issued by RBI on behalf of Government of India. So it's a 100% sovereign backing. So there is no chances of default from government or from the RBI. Tenure is an 8-year bond. So when you invest, please come with the investment horizon of at least 8 years. It is listed on a stock exchange, but I said the liquidity is not that great. As of today, it's not great. However, there is a liquidity platform available made by RBI in the 5th year, 6th year, 7th year. So you have to go to RBI and submit it and you get the money. But please note that if you go at 5th, 6th, 7th year, it will be treated as capital gain. You have to pay capital gain tax. Whereas if you hold it till the maturity, that's the 8th year, it is just hold for 1 more year, and till the 8th year, entire capital gain is tax free. How much can one buy? If you are an individual, you can buy 4 kg. You can buy 4 kg per financial year. Per financial year, you can buy as an individual or as a Hindu undivided family, you can buy 4 kg. If you are a trust, you can buy up to 20 kg per financial year. And financial year is basically April to March. There is a fixed rate of interest of 2.5 payable semi-annually on a nominal value. I'm using what is the nominal value and what is the discounted value. You know, I just said about this price. Current price of issuance is 5284. This is a discounted. If you're buying online, you have to pay 5284. If you're buying physical, you have to pay 5334. So there is a discount of 50 rupees. So the interest you are paying to government, say if I'm buying 1 gram, I'm paying 5284 to buy 1 gram of SGP. But RBI is paying 2.5 on 5334. Not on 5284, it's paying you 5334. That's the face value and not at the amount you're buying. So you're getting actually on a higher amount, the nominal price or face value, you're getting the rate of interest. So that's one more addition benefit of the SGP. How is this price calculated? There is an association called Indian Bullion and Jewelers Association. Okay, so that's the average every day, morning and in the evening, this publish the price, gold price for various characters like 999, 995, 990. Okay, and so basically RBI takes the last 3 average of the price before at the time of issuance, and at the time of redemption, it will take the average of these 3-day prices and give you the payout. An issuance form, it is in the form of demat and of course in the physical form. But my personal request would be, please have it in demat form. It has multiple advantages to have in demat form. One is basically there is no chances of misplacing the document or forgetting about it. Because if they're in the demat, whenever you look at the demat statement, you know, okay, I have the holding in my sovereign gold bond. Second benefit of sovereign gold bond is because you have demat account, it will be linked to a particular bank account. The interest as well as maturity amount will come to the demat to the bank account which is linked to your demat account. So it's always better you have it in a demat form. It's always better to have any securities in current market situation, okay, to have it in demat form because it's for easy transfer from one person to another person. Secondly, most importantly, basically you can keep a track of all your investment. And I said tradability, yes, it is listed on the stock, it will be listed on the stock exchange and you can buy and sell. So finally, what are the advantage of SGP vis-a-vis physical gold and gold ETF? I have covered in my session, but just for the purpose of repetition, safety. In a physical gold, you always have a risk of handling physical gold. You know, there's a possibility of misplacing it or theft, which is not a case of a gold ETF or a sovereign gold bond, where it is lying in a physical form, in the demat form or in a physical paper form. Purity, there is always a scare that when I'm going to a particular jeweler, okay, whether he's giving me a 18 karat gold or a 22 karat gold or a 24 karat gold, okay, it's very, very difficult to gauge. So whereas in case of an electronic form, you know, you're getting the price of particular segment, 999 or 9995, that is 18 karat or 22 karat or 24 karat. Look at the interest income. In a physical gold, you don't get any interest income, neither you get in gold ETF or gold fund. Whereas in sovereign gold bond, you're getting a 2.5% payable semi-annually every year for next 8 years. I want to take some time, pause here for some time. You know, majority of us are having money lying in our saving bank account. You know, earlier the saving bank account used to give us 4% return. But if your money is lying in a State Bank of India, do you know what is the saving bank rate today? Is 2.75. 2.75 is the rate of interest in a saving bank account, not a 4%. If you're keeping in a HDFC Bank or ICICI Bank, it is 3.5, 3.25. 3.25. So it's not 4% anymore. So you start putting money or keeping money, idle money lying for next 4 years, 5 years, or 10 years. Better invest in a sovereign gold bond. At least you'll get 2.5% plus the gold return. Capital gain tax, if you hold it for more than 3 years, it is treated as long-term capital gain for physical as well as gold ETF, as well as for sovereign gold bond. If you're holding less than 8 years, you have to pay 20% with indexation. However, if you hold the sovereign gold bond till the maturity, that is till the end of 8th year, entire capital gain is tax-free. Just to give you an example, in November 2015, when the first sovereign gold bond came in, the rate was around 2,600 rupees per gram. From 2,600, it's already 5,200 now. So that is 100% capital gain. It's more than 3 years now. But if I'm holding, say, assuming I completed 8 years today, so entire 2,600, the 100% capital gain is tax free for me if today was the maturity date for me. So we expect the gold to continue moving up. Okay, not necessarily in the same rate it has grown in last 2-3 years, but definitely at 5 to 8% level, what has been seen in the last 10, 15, 20 plus years. Tradability, yes, there is conditional because you don't know, all the jewelers may not buy from you. As I said, in case of bank, if you buy a gold coin, the bank will not buy back the gold coin from you. You have to go to jewelers and sell it. Gold ETF as well as sovereign gold bond, they are tradable. More importantly, in case of sovereign gold bond, 5th year, 6th year, and 7th year, you can go to RBI and get the money. Storage cost, since you don't have to have a locker, okay, there is very, very low storage cost. Whereas in case of physical gold, you have to have insurance, plus you have a locker cost. And locker today costs anywhere between 6,000 to 10,000 rupees per annum. So that's an additional cost which you're going to pay for locker. Collateral, yes, you can give a physical gold as a collateral, same for sovereign gold bond, but ETF is not available for collateral. You can invest to any one of them, okay? Whereas in case of sovereign gold bond, it is available, you can buy through your broker or through your bank. And what are products? Okay, in gold ETF, we have Reliance Gold Bees, now of course not Reliance, now it's Nippon, and Gold Kotak Gold ETF, whereas SGB, it is issued by RBI. So what is the outlook for gold? The gold price has started to show bullish sign for last few weeks and last few months and 1 year or so. Let me be upfront with that, because Motila also had taken a call last year and said go long on the gold, and it has been very, very successful for most of the clients who have bought into the advice. And even today, the advice from our gold team is the gold is expected to move up even higher, even at this level. Okay, currently it is around 54,000 rupees per 10 gram. There is expectation it will go up to 60,000 rupees also. So as I said, today it is trading at the highest level, 2,000 plus. Okay, and why this is happening? One, because uncertainty of global economic outlook. Okay, as you know, in last 2-3 years, global economy across, be it China, be it US, be it India, we have seen there have been the turmoil both on the political front and as well as economic front. And post this pandemic, okay, we are seeing serious issue across the globe, excluding the China market. But slowly and steadily, there is a worry that we may see a second wave. And if that happens, what could be the repercussion on the financial market? Majority of people are not aware of it. Okay, it's just wait and watch. Why there is a demand for gold again coming in? Because in last 6 months, the amount of stimulus, the money which has been pushed by the central government is humongous, is higher than what it was in 2008. The worrisome is because end of the day, you're pushing money today. But if the supply is not able to cope up, okay, it's going to pull into a higher rate of inflation going forward. Okay. Plus, people have started understanding that they need to save money. So they are not spending. There is no demand coming on that front also. So we are facing a scenario where people who were not saving in last 3 months, 4 months, when we are in lockdown, working from home, suddenly we found that we can save a lot of money and not spend on something which is not needed. At the same time, from a manufacturer perspective, they are saying that demands are not coming up, but the inflation slowly and steadily will come up, and then it could be a huge impact for them going forward. Of course, there is a lot of survey going on. What sort of recovery will be? Some people talk about V-shaped recovery. There are some U-shaped recovery. There is a case for W-shaped recovery. Now, which alphabet with the recovery will be? But definitely one thing is very, very clear, that we are in an uncertain time, and this uncertainty will be there for at least for next couple of months or maybe quarters, if not years. And some of people who are looking at the financial market, they have given up on 2020. Okay, they said don't expect 2020 any big return, but look from a stability. As far as possible, let's ensure that we keep investing regularly. Let's not take call based on what happened in last 5 months or 6 months. So stay invested into, but also need to diversify. You can't be 100% long in equity. You can't be 100% long in debt. Like in last 2-3 months, debt return, like if you look at some of the debt return, like GSEC return, it has given 10, 15, 20% return. And suddenly there is a rush. People are moving and buying into debt fund. But please understand, our fiscal deficit is in bad shape. Okay, inflation is already at a 5%. What if government has to borrow more? Inflation goes up. All this debt fund which you have invested today, which has given 10% or 15% return, they may end up giving next 1 year return could be negative. Could be negative. I'm not saying it's possible, but it could be negative. So please don't rush and say I'm going to be 100% debt now because I'm not comfortable with equity. Same way, you can't say, okay, I'll be putting 100% in equity because there is volatility, there is uncertainty. You need to have proper asset allocation. So you need to have some amount of equity. You need to have some amount of debt. You also need to have some amount of gold. In case of physical gold volume, people say, we say don't have more than 5 to 10%. But in case of sovereign gold bond, if there is a matter of equity, sorry, it's a matter of debt plus a gold return, one can look at having between 10 to 15%, but not more than that. Please understand, gold by itself does not give any return per se. It's purely based on demand and supply. Because today there is an uncertainty in the market, so we are seeing gold price going up. So just because gold price has given 35% return in last 7 months or in last 2-3 years has given upward of 20% return, don't rush up. If you're already invested into gold in physical form or in gold ETF or into SGB, do not have more incremental money coming into SGB. If you're not investing any money into sovereign gold bond or into gold, then the best instrument to get the benefit of gold returns and to earn a good financial product return, please invest into SGB. Finally, please understand, gold is an inflation hedge. Internationally, it's an inflation hedge. In India, it is inflation plus currency hedge. As I said, in India, the rupee, whether the gold price for there's the dollar price for the gold, which I said USD 2000 per ounce, and there's the depreciation of rupee. So you get a benefit of both, and as a result of that, in last 10, 15, 20 odd years, we have seen gold has given around 9 to 10% return, similar to what we have seen in equity. However, just understand that if and when the market stabilizes globally, okay, the demand for gold may come down. As a result of that, if the gold price in USD falls down and rupee appreciate, you'll see faster reversal of gold returns. Okay, please understand, if there is something positive, it can be negative also. So when you invest in gold, 10 to 15% is sufficient at this particular point of time. Ideally, gold investment into your overall portfolio asset allocation should not be more than 10%. So this is a summary on gold, sovereign gold bond issued by RBI. You're getting 2.5% payable semi-annually. 8 years is the lock-in period. Please come with the investment horizon of minimum 8 years. So minimum, that's the maximum 8 years. Okay. Minimum investment is 1 gram, maximum 4 kilo for individual and HUF per financial year. Who can buy? Resident individual, HUF, trust, university. The important part is basically is this: the 2.5 assured annual interest, guaranteed by Government of India, zero risk of handling. You don't have to worry whether it's 18 karat or 22 karat or 24 karat gold you're getting from the jeweler. You're 100% sure about the quality, price, assurance of the purity, tradable on BSE and NSE, can be used as collateral for loan, no capital gain tax if you held till maturity, and of course, no maintenance, no insurance or no locker charges. For this quarter of calendar year 2021, we already had July series close last month. Currently, from August 3rd to August 7th, the series is going on. Okay, so we have 3 more days, today, tomorrow, and day after. So if you are not invested, my personal request is to please go out and invest into sovereign gold bond. Yes, it is at 5,200, but you never know when it comes to the next series, which is on August 31st. It may be even higher prices. It could be at 5,400, 5,600, or even 6,000. One can't say at what price could be, because the gold price is fixed based on the market price just 3 days before the issue. So just last 3 days before the issuance, the gold price was trading around 5,200, and that's why gold price has been fixed at 5,200 by RBI. So that's all from my side. Wish you all the very best and hope you take care of yourself, your family, and stay safe. And please always, I keep on saying, please have asset allocation in place. Asset allocation makes a huge impact. Okay, don't move your position just because market looks good in one side. Okay, please look at the market from 10-year perspective. A decade is a sufficient time frame. So always look at the market from a 10-year time frame perspective and invest according to your risk profile, your risk taking ability, and of course your goal. And for that, asset allocation is the prominent, important, mandatory step for you to do. That's all from my side. Thank you very much.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.